It's been months that we've been dealing with high prices on imports from all around the world, especially China. And with my Chinese machines, the price got crazy for a little while. We're talking 145% tariffs. 145%. That means if you buy a $10,000 machine, you're looking at $24,500 for a $10,000 machine. But now the tariffs have dropped way down. So with the tariffs, I think they're at about 55% now, maybe 45. I'm pretty sure it's 55%. Either way, give or take 5% on the 50% tariff. So on a $10,000 machine, it's about 15 grand. But the manufacturers in China have also come down a little on their prices. So it's not quite that expensive because they really want to sell products. So now it's settling down. We've had, since June, we've been able to buy with the new tariff, and it's reasonable. I mean, like this machine, $15,000 for this machine with the shipping and everything. You're probably about 20 grand to get it here. It's a whole lot better than an American sold machine for $40,000 to $50,000. You know, it's much less than half price. That means we might be able to pick up some cool little toys like this little track dump truck I got. This thing's fun. And so being that we can now start buying stuff again, we still have to go through the crazy delays of shipping from China, right? Not necessarily. I've been talking to the owners of GSA Equipment in Ohio, which stock the Direct machines and a variety of other machines. And they have a whole bunch on order and they're getting them in. So instead of just buying one crate and having that one crate get loaded into a container, and then when the container's full, it gets put on a ship, and that ship gets brought to America. And then when the ship comes to America, it unloads that container. Then that container has to get unloaded, and they sort through all the crates in the container, and then those have to be shipped individually. Instead of that, at the factory, they fill a container, the container goes to a ship, it comes to America, that whole container gets delivered. So it's actually faster with a container. So if I ordered a machine today, and a company like GSA orders the machines, a whole container today, they're probably going to see theirs way before I see mine. So just an interesting tidbit. So if you're okay with waiting 5 or 6 months, yeah, you can order now. It's July. You'll probably get it by the end of the year, unless shipping picks up. But if you find a dealer or distributor in America, you can have a machine this week potentially, or at least within a month or two. So just something to think about. Ordering machines from China is not for the faint of heart. So my experiences with getting products from China, even if the purchase was easy, even if the wait time was long, but okay, I understand it's going to be a while. Once it arrives here, it's really a pain because you have to open the crate. But before that, you have to get the crate. How do you get the crate? Well, if you don't have liftgate service to your door, you have to find a forklift. And then you got to put the forklift, got to put it on, say, a trailer. Like I had to put the crates on my trailer, and my trailer wasn't quite big enough. And it was a lot of weight. It was a little much for my truck to handle, but it worked. And then I get it home, and you never know which direction the attachments are on in the crate and which direction you're going to have to get them off the trailer with. So I had some 600-pound attachments pointing the wrong way. So I couldn't drive a machine up and just pick them up. And I couldn't just pick up the whole container because my machine won't lift a 3,000 or 4,000 pound crate, not container. And then once you finally get it open, you get everything out, and you finally do all that, you'd still have to get the machine off the pallet that's the floor of the crate. That's a big drop off. So it'd be better if you can get some ramps, but it's up on a trailer. Like mine was right up to the dovetail of my trailer. So when it came off the pallet, it dropped onto the dovetail and then onto the ramps, and I almost flipped it. So I should have had some attachment on the front to add weight, but I couldn't because there wasn't one on it, and I couldn't get to it because my machine was in the way. I had to get the machine off to be able to get to the attachments. So anyway, it was quite an ordeal. Also, when it's time to pick it up, they don't give you advance notice. I did get 48 hours on mine, but some guys get a call the day of. So 2 days beforehand, they called on my last machine and said, hey, it'll be there 2 days from now. We need to meet you at 3 to 3:30. I'm like, bruh, that's the last day of the month. Ugh. But I couldn't say no because it's my machine. I needed to go. So last day of the month, I took a couple hours in the afternoon and went and got my machine. It was a pain. Didn't have time to open it that day, but I spent the entire afternoon the next day opening it. So the machines are great. They're inexpensive. They're affordable, but it's not all roses and sunshine. Also, through my experience, pretty much any machine you get from China, you're going to have to work on it. Whether you have problems with it or not, where are you going to take it to do your maintenance? Where are you going to take it for service work? You know, just your oil changes, hydraulic fluid, all that. You're going to have to do that yourself. Track tensioning, all the basics of you have to do it all yourself. If you plan to buy a vehicle or machine and you bring it to the dealership and they do all your service work for you, that's not these. Unless you happen to have a dealership nearby that sells one of these things and they're willing to do all your maintenance for you. Besides that, you're doing it yourself. Hope you have the tools. I had to buy a whole bunch of new tools to work on my V1000 because I didn't have the heavy duty sockets and heavy duty wrenches. I didn't have big sizes. You know, I need a 36 millimeter, 32 millimeter, 32 millimeter offset wrench for my little Durette 450. Like, I needed so many random tools. I needed a pump to get the hydraulic fluid out of the 5-gallon bucket it comes in to put it in the machine. So, and then sometimes you have to pump some out of the machine into the bucket. I don't know. There's just a whole bunch of stuff. It's not a big deal. It's all pretty easy, but I've been stockpiling tools for these things. I am going to put a link to a bunch of the tools that I have that I like in the description. Maybe there's stuff you like too. I don't know. I am an Amazon associate, so it does help the channel if you do click my link and buy something, by the way. Just be aware, you're going to have to buy a bunch of random tools. You're going to have to deal with unloading. If something does go wrong with something, you are the mechanic. You are the technician. So just something to think about. Whether you buy from China or you buy from a dealership here, I personally think it's much easier. Like I was saying, these are sold at GSA Equipment in Ohio. I'll put a link in the description. If you do end up ordering any from them, do let them know that you heard about it in our video here. I'm definitely working on a good relationship with them, so anytime you can, name drop me when you're buying something from them. It helps out. Actually, anyone you buy from, name drop the channel, because it's beneficial. So, anyway, just quick video on some tariffs and on the machines. Now that it's the heat of the summer, I'm about to get into a whole bunch more videos with a whole bunch more machines. I've got a bunch more coming, by the way. I do have a brand new machine here. I believe it's the first one of its kind in America. And I'm going to be dropping a review, my first thoughts and overview of this machine in the next few days. I have it here. It's not on camera yet, but it's pretty cool. And I think you guys are really going to like it. It's from a company I've never had a machine from before. It is from China. It's got a Kubota engine, and it's pretty awesome. And you'll be seeing it very, very soon. I have a few others coming. I do have another Durette machine coming. I have a DRT 480. That's actually in the ocean right now on a ship. Should be arriving to the port in Houston at the beginning of August, and then it'll come up to me. So we'll be seeing that, and we're going to compare that one to my little 450. See how the 480 with the tracks and wheels does against the 450 with just the tracks. I don't know. And I have a bunch more machines en route. So stay tuned. A lot more stuff coming. Thanks for sticking around and watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And besides that, enjoy your time in the trees. Have yourself a great day. After months of dealing with prices, it's been months that we've been dealing with high prices